I'm going to go over the cost of what it cost me to do this myself. This walkway that I'm going up to the front door is 40 feet, around 40 feet. Coming up to this level here to here, and then over to there, and then I have the little like a J in the backyard there, a little short one. So basically, I'll go over the cost. It's a stone, the polymeric sand. This one's older. I screwed it up. That's why it doesn't look that good. I didn't like the polymeric sand. I didn't know it was going to rain the next day, and I didn't know how important it was. So I put this down, and then it rained on it the very next day. The weather forecast said no rain, but it's highly important not to let it get rained on, because what happens is it doesn't dry. It doesn't seal in the correct way. Then I had a hole over here, and I re-poured some more in here, and this seems to be fitting. It was a big hole here. And when I did the front, I poured some down there, wet it, and it's holding. Actually looked like it patched it. All right. So I have to go over how much I paid for stone, how many I got, and how many I used that. All right, so these are some of the tools I used. I used my gorilla cart to cart the sand away. I put this down to measure the left and right sides and straighten it up. Put the stone down, and then I went up along the stone and did the edger to cut the lawns. You gotta cut the grass and all its roots. So that's what I use the edger for. And then you do squares, and then you use this shovel to just pick up the grass in squares, throw it in the gorilla cart. And that's what I did. I just kept on picking up squares, and then I re-put the grass somewhere else. All right. The edging, this is the better edger. It's the more expensive. It's the stuff you should use. But I ended up using this edging because I got 3 rolls of it at Home Depot on clearance for $4 each. $4 each. So I was not gonna, I think this stuff was like 30 or something. So I used that edging because it's all the same crap. It's just that this one is much easier to put in this one, because this one you're trying to stick it down in and you got to get it through all this. For this one, you just take that hammer and slam it in. Well, depending on what's going on. I'll say then, so to level out, I use the rake to get the gravel level, and then the tamper to flatten it. And if it wasn't low enough, I went in with the tiller, the manual tiller, and grinded it up a little, and then used the shovel to take all that extra, and then back with the tiller to level it out. Not the tiller, the tamper. And any spot, like on the side, sometimes you'll get a rock or something, or it's just one spot. I just take the 4-pound hammer and tap down the area. It's quicker than going to this, and more precise, because sometimes you get the sides a little bit higher, and you just go over there and just tap it with this hammer. Also, the edging, sometimes your edge of your grass isn't wide enough. Instead of going through and cut it more, you just take this thing and tap it, and you knock the grass over and make more room. These I used, I think, 16 of these and 2 boxes of these, and I'll put the pricing up for those. And it's very important that after you pour the polymeric sand, do not let water get on it. I bought tarps on it and empty empty soil bags over it, covered it up, and of course you got to layer it so when it rains the water doesn't go under each one, it goes on top and then flows onto the next one, on top of the next one. On that steep hill I did have an issue where it started digging gouges because so much water was coming downhill, and I had to go back and add more sand, move it back up, and fill in the tidal areas, I guess you can call it. Now I'll get the pricing. Probably could just put up on the screen too. Pricing of this, total for that. My edging, I saved a lot on the edging, and the polymeric sand is going to be the most expensive because that's like $30 to $32 times 16. And the stone could get up there. I think it's like 300 plus stone, and half's $1 and half's $1.30.